Hello my friends and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is another Meals of the Week video, but honestly, I only have 4 for you on this video instead of 5 because it's been a week. I just have not, it seems like everything's been a rush this week. Like we had almost every night, it seemed like we had to rush out the door between meetings at church or appointments or things like that. So I did not get a whole lot of filming done for my dinners. So I am bringing you 4 this week and I hope you enjoy them. Let's get started. Okay, my friends, dinner on this night is going to be sloppy joes. And this is going to be the express dinner because I have to make it when all the babies are sleeping. So in my pan here, I just took a bunch of veggies out of the freezer that I had already chopped. I have 1 pound of ground beef. I have a 1/2 cup of onion, a 1/2 cup of green pepper, and a 1/2 cup of diced celery. And I also have 4 cloves of garlic. And I am going to cook this until the ground beef is brown and cooked through and the veggies are tender. And while this is cooking, we're going to make up our ketchup mixture, our sauce. We are going to mix together a 1/2 cup of ketchup. And then we're going to mix in a tablespoon of tomato paste. 2 tablespoons of mustard. Oh, it's brown mustard. That's not what I wanted, but I'm sure it'll be delicious. But we're going to go for the yellow mustard. Well, half of it anyway. Okay, now we've got our mustard. We need a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. This is a 1/2 tablespoon measurement, so we're just going to do 2 of these. And we need 2 tablespoons, I'm going to get the tablespoon out. Okay, 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. Half a tablespoon of chili powder. 2 teaspoons of brown sugar. And we are just going to mix that all together. We're just going to set this aside and wait until our meat mixture is done. Our meat mixture is done and I drained all the fat. So now I'm just going to add in my ketchup mixture. And then we're going to add in a 1/2 cup of beef broth. I'm almost out of beef broth. I have to get some bones and get that canned up. We're going to give it a really good stir. Whoops. And then we're going to bring it to a boil and then turn it down, and we're going to let this cook for about 45 minutes until all the vegetables are super tender. And all the flavors have come together and melded together. I'm just going to keep it up on high just until I see some bubbles in there, and then we'll turn it down. Yeah, they already started. So I'm just going to turn it down and let it simmer for 45 minutes. So early this morning, before I started my work day, I made buns for the sloppy joes. I wanted to bring you along, but I was in go mode because I wanted to get them done before my work day started, before the babies arrived. So they deserve a video all on their own. I will link down below the video and the recipe where these came from. They are from the YouTube channel Homesteading with the Zimmermans. Ruth Ann Zimmerman, this is her recipe for Jiffy hamburger rolls. They are so quick and absolutely delicious. So I will definitely link that below, and one of these days I will film making them start to finish. So anyway, they're done, ready to go for our sloppy joes tonight. And now we just need to cut the fries, and I'm going to just put them in a bowl of water so they'll be ready to go. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is make our French fries. So I have my French fry cutter here. I love this thing. It is all stainless steel. The French fry cutter I used to have was plastic, and it broke after 2 uses. I did not buy it. It actually came from Gibbstown Giving, so I wasn't too sad about it. These potatoes are the hardest potatoes I have ever cut with this thing. Usually it's like a quick one thing down, yet not this time. These potatoes are so hard, but they, look at that, beautiful French fries. I do have this linked in my Amazon store, and I got it for as a Christmas gift one year. And I do have, it comes with a 3/8 inch blade, but I prefer 1/2 inch. So I did buy that separately. Yeah, see how easy? I don't know what was up with those first potatoes. That's probably enough, but I'm gonna do one more small one. I do not fry these in oil. I do them in the air fryer, and they come out beautifully. So that's it. French fries are ready to go. I'm going to fill this bowl with water, and that takes a lot of the starch out so they're crispier. And I get rid of these tiny little pieces a lot of times, or the ones that are just like all skin, like that. Usually I do it after, when I'm putting them on the air fryer trays, but I'm just going to fill that with water and let them sit until we're ready to make them. Okay, our fries have been sitting in water all day because I did them early. So what I did is I just dumped them out on a towel. I rinsed them, dumped out all the water, rinsed them real well, dumped them out on a towel, and dried them. These are like the little pieces I told you that I was picking out. Now I'm just arranging them on the air fryer tray, trying to get as many in as I can. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this over to the sink. I can't even get near the sink right now. Excuse me. Because I'm in the middle of another video too. But I'm going to take them over to the sink, and I'm just going to give them a real good spray with some avocado oil spray. And then I'm going to have all 3 racks in the air fryer. I'm going to go 10 minutes, and then I'm going to rotate the racks. Go another 10 minutes at 400. I forgot to say that. Rotate the racks, and then go the last 10 minutes. So I rotate the racks every 10 minutes and do them for a total of 30 minutes. And here is our dinner tonight, our sloppy joes, French fries, and applesauce. Okay, dinner tonight is going to be bean soup. Yes, I know, you heard me right, bean soup for the family that does not like beans. I'm actually, I think, going to make a small pot of chicken noodle too. Doug actually likes the bean soup. We all love the broth. We just don't like the beans. I probably should have halved them. But anyway, long story short, I've had 1 pound of navy beans soaking overnight. You don't have to soak them overnight. You can just do them in the morning and like boil them for 2 minutes, let them sit, simmer them again. It's just easier to soak them overnight. So these have been soaking overnight in 8 cups of water, and now we're going to add a few more things. Before we add a few more things, we are going to bring the beans and the liquid. You do not drain out the liquid. We're gonna bring that to a boil. Then we'll start adding stuff. Okay, our soup is simmering, so we are gonna add in carrots, onions, and celery, and 2 potatoes. And we're gonna bring this to a boil and then to a simmer. And here is our navy bean and ham soup. And that is what's for dinner tonight, along with some sourdough bread. Dinner tonight is shrimp tacos. I also make a little bit of cod because Adam's got a love-hate relationship with shrimp. We all had the stomach bug one time, and that was the last thing that Adam ate. It was not food poisoning because I started the stomach bug and I didn't have any of that. So, so now he's a little funny with shrimp. He's getting better and starting to eat it as long as it doesn't have pasta with it. But I had some cod, so I did some cod for him. So I took my cod and I took my shrimp and I just coated it in blackened seasoning. I make a homemade blackened seasoning. It's on my website. And then the next thing we need to do, we're just gonna set that aside. The next thing we need to do is make a little slaw. So I am just taking some carrots, using my peeler, and doing some little ribbons of carrot. I don't like to do the whole carrot. I like them, so I don't want these big, huge, long ribbons. So I just go back and forth and make small little ribbons. So I'm gonna do, these are big carrots. I'll probably do 2. Right into the bowl, and then when they're done, we'll move on to the next step. Okay, the next thing is cutting some radishes. I'm going to use my mandolin, but I have my cutting glove on because, you know, this thing is like crazy sharp. And when you're using something, when you're doing something this small, sometimes the little guide, it just doesn't work. It's better for big things. So that's why I have the cutting glove to protect my hand. So I'm just gonna slice some radishes. Honestly, I have this recipe on my website. I don't follow any, it says 2 carrots and 6 radishes. I'll probably do more than 6 because I did a little bit more than, I did 2 massive carrots. Because I just have a feeling the kids are gonna eat a lot tonight. So anyway, we're just gonna sit here and slice some radishes. Actually, maybe about 8 radishes, decent sized ones. And then we'll get that pickling while we cook our protein. So we're just gonna give these a quick pickle. I'm just gonna kind of try to mix them in a little bit. I should probably do more radishes, but I gotta be honest with you, I'm in a hurry. We'll see if I have time to throw some more in. I'm in a hurry because I was just getting ready to start dinner and film, and my sister called. And I can never, ever get her off the phone. And I told her, I'm like, Jean, I gotta go. I'm filming. I gotta get dinner made. We gotta get out of here. We gotta get to church. But she just talks a lot. I mean, I know she's excited. We were talking about the shower and the baby shower that we're planning and all that. But, you know. So, anyway, what I'm gonna do now, the original recipe calls for a 1/2 teaspoon of sugar, but because I have so many vegetables, I'm going with a whole teaspoon, and I'm going with a whole lime instead of a 1/2 lime. And also salt and pepper. And then we're just gonna mix that lime juice in, set this aside, and it'll give a nice quick pickle on it while we're getting everything else together. I'll show you the protein. Doug came down from his lair to help me so we can get out of here. He's been working on homework all day. I think I've seen him twice all day. So he came down to help me get dinner started. Okay, we're just gonna set this aside after we give it a really good mix up. And let that lime juice and sugar do its magic. And we're gonna start on the protein. So we just have the shrimp in a nice hot skillet and cooking it until it's done. Shrimp does not take long. You just have to be careful because of the blackened seasoning. It's hard to see when it actually turns pink. So you might have to cut one or two open just to make sure they're cooked all the way through. And we're doing them in batches so they get a nice sear on them and that they don't steam. Okay, next step is heating up the tortillas. I just turn the burner on pretty low and throw them on there and let them heat up and get a little toasty. And then once they're done, I have this tortilla pouch that I made a couple years ago. It has like the stuff that you use in pot holders, like to keep things warm, to keep heat in. So we'll just stick them in there when they're done. And then we'll be ready to eat. And here is our shrimp taco. It's my tortilla with some sour cream, some of the slaw, cilantro, the shrimp, and then a squeeze of lime juice. And that, my friends, is dinner tonight. Hello, my friends. Dinner tonight is country French skillet. We're starting with, this was 3 chicken breasts. I cut each one in half and then pounded them. And now I'm going to season them with seasoned salt, whatever you call that, and garlic powder. Now we're going to get these cooking. In our skillet, I've melted some butter. And I am just going to put in our chicken. I'm going to put it in seasoned side down first so I can season the other side. I think I'm going to have to do this in batches though. You wash up and we'll get that seasoning on the other side. So this is a 12-inch cast iron skillet. I think they actually make 14-inch ones. I'm starting to think I might have to invest in one. I mean, I use my cast iron every single day. I have an 8, a 10, and the 12. So I'm pretty sure they make a 14. I can't imagine how heavy it is, but that's okay. It's why I lift weights every morning, right? Okay, we are gonna let that cook for about 5 minutes on each side over medium-high heat. We wanna get a beautiful browning and a beautiful sear on that. Then I'll take this out, do the other 2 pieces, and continue on. Okay, it's been about 5 minutes, so we're gonna give these a little flip. They're looking good. Some nice color on those. We're gonna let the other side cook. We'll do the other pieces and then we'll put this meal together. It's a really quick meal and really delicious too. Okay, the chicken is all done. So now I'm gonna add in a cup of chicken broth. The original recipe calls for water, but I thought, oh man, broth will be really tasty. And then I'm going to mix in a Knorr vegetable soup mix. Yes, I know it's not the cleanest stuff on the planet. It's not horrible, it's not great. Haven't found one better. So we're gonna mix that in. And we're gonna bring it up to a boil. I'm gonna add the chicken back in. I think I'm gonna add a little bit more chicken broth. You know this is how I cook. We're gonna add the chicken back in and let the chicken finish cooking through. And once this comes to a boil, I'm gonna turn it down and just let it simmer. Probably about 5 or 10 minutes or so. Add those chicken juices back in there also. I'm going to, it's almost to a full boil. I think I'll throw a cover on it. Turn it down. And we'll let that go just at a gentle simmer for 5-10 minutes. So the chicken is all done. I am going to remove it to a plate first of all, just so I can get in here good with our next step. And then it says to stir in a 1/2 cup of sour cream. So there's about a 1/2 cup left in my container, but I am going to put some of the hot liquid into the sour cream just to temper it a little bit, because I don't want the sour cream to separate and break when I add it to the hot liquid. So this way it won't be a shock to the system here. This is our favorite sour cream, the Nancy's probiotic. So good, so good. We're gonna just give this a nice whisk in there. Put the chicken back in. Let the sour cream heat through. And then we are gonna get dinner served pronto, because Doug has to go to church and do engagement counseling tonight with a couple. So he needs to eat and get out of here. Always get those juices back in there. Don't leave the flavor out. Okay. Just gonna let that heat through for a minute and we'll serve it up. I almost forgot an ingredient. It's okay. We need a 1/2 teaspoon to a teaspoon of dill weed. So we'll just toss that in now. I'm still waiting for the rice to get done, so it's all good. And give that a good stir. And here is our dinner, country French chicken skillet. I decided to serve it over rice. You can serve it with mashed potatoes or buttered noodles, but I decided rice tonight, and we have a side of peas. Peas are not my favorite, so I only have about a 1/2 cup. So friends, there you have it. 4 dinners this week. They were all delicious. My kids raved over that country French skillet chicken. I've made it before, but I think only one time, but boy, they raved over that. So it was so quick and so easy, and sometimes they're the best ones. So anyway, let me know down in the description box below if you think you'll make any of these dishes, and thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to spend it with me and, you know, watch my videos and support my channel. It means so much to me, you don't even know. So if you haven't already subscribed, I would love you to smash that subscribe button. Hit the notification bell so you'll find out every time I release a video. Leave me a comment, give me a like, you know, all the good stuff that helps me out. Thanks again for watching. I'm gonna put a couple videos right up here. You can go click on those if you haven't seen those yet, and I will see you guys in my next video.